This is the art teacher at North Union High School, and we are going to learn more about him in this interview. Please state your name.
My name is Jeffrey David Speltz. JDL Speltz is my artist name.
Okay. And what do you do for a living?
Well, I work both at the school, the high school, working on the art program. I started in 1979 when Armstrong Ringstead joined together. Then after 14 years, I retired and ran a full-time studio called Speltz Studio of Wildlife for 18 years. That combined, we've been running the business about 34 years, and I came back to teaching art about 6 years ago.
Do you like teaching?
Teaching is my favorite hobby, yes.
It is?
I make my money with my studio, and I enjoy teaching with kids because that's what I do.
Why do you enjoy teaching?
I think it's working with young people, molding their minds, their thoughts, not only as a growing up to be an adult in this world, this society, but I think it's important that they actually do learn on art concepts.
Is it fun owning your own business?
Oh yeah, it's been a blast. We've been doing it, like I said, a little over 30-some years. Of those years, 25 when we were the top-selling artist in the state of Iowa, and I hold the record for the most state stamps an Iowa artist, wildlife artist has.
What is the best part about being an artist?
The freedom to go and do what you want. When you're a fine artist, you get to paint things the way you want, the way you see, the way you perceive. It's something you're creating from within. It's from your heart. You're putting it out there. Unfortunately, as a commercial artist now, I have to tone that down with what my clients would like. We do approximately 30 projects a year for both cities, corporations, and individual organizations.
What is your least favorite part about being an artist?
Deadlines. Because of my teaching along with my business, it's very tough to always meet a deadline, and yet you can never have an excuse. If you've got a centennial, quasi-centennial organizations like corporations that say, hey, we have a project that has to be done for, released by a certain time, you can't call them up and say, oh, I was busy that week, or I didn't have time. No, you work till 2, 3 in the morning, or you deliver till midnight. It's whatever you have to do to make the needs.
What is your least favorite part about being a teacher?
Cleanup. Most of the time, students, since I came back, I've just been blessed. We have almost 100 kids out for art every year. I think this year we have 80-some kids. And when they come in here, they know what I expect. They know what I expect as far as projects and learning. They follow through with that, and they've been very successful. So I've been very blessed.
Is it hard owning your own business?
At certain times, everybody knows the cycles of business and the economy, and every 6 years you have major uphill cycles and major downhill cycles. You know, how many people had tough times in 2001? Of course. 2008, the economy dropped to little or nothing. But then you can live through the good times, and you can make it through that. You know, there was an artist, Maynard Reese, who was valedictorian of his school in Des Moines, and he became the #1 wildlife artist in Des Moines and then across the nation with his wildlife art. And he was asked, how did you make it? And he says, I was able to stay in business when no one else could. So that's probably the best thing about business, is learning how to weather the tough times. Anybody can make it. Like in the late 1990s when everybody was selling art, anybody could make a living doing it then. It's, can you make it during the tough times?
Okay. How do you disturb your time between a teacher and an artist?
How do I what?
How do you distribute your time?
You know, it all depends on needs. There's certain times that my students need me more during, say, competition times, after school times when they need extra lessons, weekends. Sometimes I have to put in an extra bit of time from my studio on school, but then other times it goes the other way. Times that I would be up here late at night, no, I can be at home working out at my studio and spending more time. Sometimes the school's been very good to me. They'll let me have certain days off to work with my studio if I have a need to travel. And we're spread out over 5 states. So we're from North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, South Dakota.
Okay. Thank you for doing this interview with me. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you very much.